We need to talk about this finale that is so polarizing.
Oh my God, tomato meter going down. Whoa. The backlash from the fans is uncanny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, step into the shadows. We mapped the cosmic Cold War where the Jedi met the Syndicate and analyzed the master plan, the motive, and the wicked grit. From Gotham's gritty alleys to the throne room on Apocalypse, unleashing lore heavy knowledge from the serpent's verbal exodus. Welcome to the Villainz Lair podcast. Welcome to the Villainz Lair podcast.
And welcome everyone inside the Villainz Lair on a Thursday. Here with you, Ryan and Alvin. How are you doing today?
Yo, what up? Reason I have a grin on my face because I'm happy that people are engaging with us over my love for Homelander. For you haters, thank you.
Yeah, to say the least, there were some people that didn't quite see the same things you were seeing through your take with Homelander in that series finale, which we're going to talk about some more today. But first, I want to remind everyone that you can enter to win a free copy of Insomniac's Wolverine on PlayStation 5. If you haven't done that yet, go over to Instagram, find our Wolverine sweepstakes post, send that to 3 friends and family on Instagram, follow the Villainz Lair on Instagram, then come back to YouTube where you're watching us now and subscribe. It's the best way to help our channel, and it also helps you win a free copy.
There's rumors going on right now. It could be a nothing burger also, so don't quote me on this, that a Wolverine comic book will come with the pre-sale just directly coincides with that game. It's like I saw something. It could, like I said, it could be a nothing burger, but if it is legit, that Wolverine comic book looks sick. It's like kind of like a file thing of Wolverine that you would
I have seen that. Yep.
Yeah, that you would take out of a filing cabinet. That would be sick if that is true.
Yeah, and we are trying to get to 500 subscribers on here. So once we hit 500, we will pull a winner. So you have to have subscribed to the YouTube channel for the Villainz Lair. You have to follow us on Instagram and then share that Wolverine post. You will see it posted several times over the course of the next couple months. Just share one of those posts with 3 friends and you're good to go.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk about real quick. Give us a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. All right, let's talk about what we came here to do today. We need to talk about this finale that is so polarizing. So many fans online have voiced their frustration. You know, it's kind of happened over the course of this final 5th season. You know, been a lot of frustration with the story, maybe not as much action as some fans were hoping to kind of pay off some of these storylines, but they've definitely taken to the internet, as sometimes they do, and spoken, especially on the Boys audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is now down for season 5 to a 59%, which technically makes it rotten. I think that's where the threshold is between rotten and fresh on their Rotten Tomatoes scale. So the fans have obviously voiced how they feel in this. Alvin, how do you feel about, rating the season the way they are?
Oh my God, tomato meter going down. Whoa. The backlash from the fans is uncanny. Oh my goodness. Why hate? I mean, obviously on yesterday's show, I had my take on Homelander, as we were saying before, with people saying negative comments about my take. Hey, guess what, people? I agree to disagree with you guys. So fuck on that. But regardless, I think it's just a bunch of malarkey that the audience score went down like that. Yeah, I mean, look, when we're talking about Game of Thrones, right? When Game of Thrones had that terrible season, people are still talking about how great that series is. yeah, we could have changed the ending, the last season a little bit, but at the same time with the boys, all the seasons were pretty solid. And me personal speaking, even though I was hating the Homelander ending, I was totally satisfied on how it ended. I don't think fans should be that bearish on the show now. It's not like the Bulls lost control of the whole series, you know? I think this is just a lot of over exaggeration on the score.
Yeah, it's this. There's. It's not the easiest thing to wrap something up so neatly, especially when you don't have um maybe as many episodes as you like, or the amount of content time for yourself. But I think that, like, I was satisfied. I knew that they wanted to try and stay as close to the source material as possible, which I think they did a very good job with that. They had made some decisions, some creative decisions to throw you off the scent of what the comic books had done in the past, and you don't always want to follow that to a T.
Yeah.
There's got to be some, for the people that have read it, you don't want those people predicting your every move. So sometimes you zig when they expect you to zag, and that's what they did. So the finale could never be exactly as the source material was. So I loved depowering Homelander, and I loved that his reaction to that and him showing his true colors. I mean, A-Train literally tells him in like the second episode of the season, before Homelander kills him, A-Train tells him that, kind of laughs at him and mocks him and tells him that you're nothing without your powers. You're just a scared little boy and a coward. Literally tells him that. It's like some beautiful foreshadowing for what happens in the finale. And then when you finally get that, and Homelander's reduced to that small person, that powerless coward, you see the worst of him again come out, and the scared version of him. And I loved all that. I thought that was done great. And then Butcher gets his revenge and pops his top off. And I just, I don't know what you guys want. And I feel like it's so petty and childish to then go to run to Rotten Tomatoes and try and tank a score. Like, if you we're all going to disagree. If you disagree and you want to voice your opinion online. It's fine.
The foreshadowing was all there from the get-go. And right. I see it as three different things. One, political issues, maybe that's why they gave it that score. Two, you can never please anybody, whether it's the comic book fans from the source material or the show itself.
Right.
And three, obviously, like the ending. Like, people were expecting the unexpected and everything was a little bit predictable, but that's okay, though. That's okay. We were there for all the journey. We will console you here at the Villainz Lair.
Yeah, we have lots to say about this, obviously, and if you in the that are watching right now and you have things to say, and you hit us in the comments, we will engage back. We want to hear from you guys and your thoughts on how this was handled, if it was handled the right way. And then maybe even like give us your score. Give us a score out of 100. Give us a score out of 10. Whatever you want. We talked about Homelander. One of the true great performances on this series. Probably the best. I mean, he's the main character more so than Butcher or any of the boys. Homelander is the main character of this series. I thought Antony Starr was phenomenal. Just through the course of the series in the 5 seasons, and just finding different levels to take this, down a darker and darker path. And if you didn't know who he was prior to this series, you know who he is now. And I think we're all excited for his future in this genre. I mean, as a whole, as a whole, but I think in this genre period. So, is there a future superhero style role that you would want for Antony Starr?
Oh, I sure do. I mean, Anthony Starr, his range as Homelander,
So good.
beautiful masterpiece, beautiful art that he portrayed. Um, but for me, in Anthony Starr, I would like to see him in the DCEU and to play none other than the villain who killed Barry Allen's mom. And that would
Ooh.
be the Reverse Flash Professor Ebert Thawne. I would like to see him in the yellow suit and the Superman Man of Tomorrow. Hopefully, we get to see that. And I think he would just play that role perfect. He has the look, he has the build for it, he has the charisma, he can be dark if he wants to, which Ebert Thawne was really dark at one point, especially, from Professor to that evil villain Reverse Flash. I mean, we've seen him in the CW's Flash. Well, not Anthony Starr, but Reverse Flash. We've seen in CW's Flash, played by two different people, Tom Cavanaugh and Matt Letcher, I think. Whatever.
Kavanaugh was great.
Yeah. Tom Cavanaugh killed it because he played, he played the scientist and then he played Reverse Flash. He was both good and evil. There was different parallel universes of him. He was great. But I would really like to see Anthony Starr in the Superman Man of Tomorrow as Reverse Flash. Just put him in there, even if it's just for a few minutes here and there. We need a villain speedster in that film.
That would be exciting. I wonder how they could weave that in. I mean, Brainiac is going to be such a overpowered, or just ultra powered villain. But yeah, to have like another wrinkle where there's some sort of side quest or side story with Reverse Flash would be awesome.
Right. And bring in the Legion of Doom at this point. So just introduce that for James Gunn's Superman.
Yeah, because we've already got the Justice Gang, right? So is Legion of Doom too overpowered for the Justice Gang, or they kind of seem like a good matchup?
Oh, I think it'll be a great matchup. I think it'll bring in a whole new dynamic in the James Gunn vision of DC.
I like it. I never would have thought that, but I think he could have the same gravitas or even more than Kavanaugh had on the CW Flash. I think that'd be a great pick.
Give him the yellow suit, baby. Give him the yellow suit. Let's just try it out. Let's just try it out to see what fits.
Yeah, I'm looking at like that jawline right there would be good with the Flash mask, and
I can see him as a speedster for sure.
Yeah, we've already seen kind of like a sadistic twist. I mean, Reverse Flash obviously is just a more sadistic, twisted version of the Flash, and Homelander was a sadistic, twisted version of Superman, essentially. So why not? Like that, he's shown he can do it.
I agree. I agree with you. You get it.
Yeah, I get it. I'm with you on this one. So I'm going to take it over to the Marvel side of things, and post Secret Wars, we are getting the mutant saga, right?
Yeah.
So X-Men type storylines will be heavily involved here. And what is the one of the main things that the X-Men continually have to deal with, and that is U.S. government. U.S. government officials, let's call them, that are trying to register mutants, trying to stop the mutants. So I'm thinking of Henry Gyrick, who is a government official that helps register mutants, helps with the Sentinel program. And I just could see that sort of like, angry, playing a human character, but still, evil and with these like really bad intentions. So I think that could be my pick for how he gets into the MCU.
Oh, I didn't see you were going this direction with the no power route, anti-mutant government official role.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. I think he has just like the right amount of evil in him to like really play off. I mean, essentially, if you're thinking what those the human characters like that in X-Men comics kind of represent,
I always hated them. I mean, they were always D-bags.
yeah, exactly. They're like basically, allegories for bigots and racists and things like that. So I think he could, after his turn as Homelander, I think he could nail that role.
Just when you think you couldn't hate him anymore, you put him in this role.
Exactly.
I always rooted for the Brotherhood, even when the Brotherhood was against those guys. So
yeah, he could really sell that role. I think that's that type of role, and that character probably in particular is going to have a major part. We even saw how big of a role that character had on the first season of X-Men 97. So I have a feeling that there is a future for Henry Gyrick, and I think that Antony Starr is the guy to really nail that role.
If I was a betting man, I would see Antony Starr going to DC before Marvel. What do you say about that?
Okay. Maybe we have to put some money on that at some point.
Know. we might have to do some kind of fun bet. I'll dress up as whatever hero or villain you want, and I get to choose what you dress up as for a Halloween.
There you go. Oh, so our Halloween costumes are on the line. Oh, I like that. That. Let's plan that out a little bit. But I do like that bet.
Yeah, I will get you a Spirit Halloween costume of my choosing if he goes to DC first.
You got a bet. Let's just put it in. Let's just sign it in now and into law, and we'll do that for the Halloween show.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, speaking of DC, there is some news for Warner Brothers. So it looks like the Paramount Warner Brothers merger is set to actually go through, where Paramount will purchase Warner Brothers, and the two movie companies will merge together. But I guess there's still a lot of, while nothing is set in stone 100%, it looks like it's set to happen. But what does that mean for James Gunn and the DCEU going forward?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
It's not legally, everything is still have some legalities going on. It's not 100% confirmed, but they are internally targeting for July for the acquisition of Warner Brothers. For me, I am not a big fan of company takeovers. I've seen it for myself. I've seen it go down. I've seen quality go down. And I think they're going to look at the numbers of Supergirl first. If Supergirl bombs, that's a whole different story, right?
Yeah.
They have no choice but to have that movie do well in the box office. I don't think at this point they're looking at, fans really like James Gunn's version of DC, or fans are really clamoring for the Zack Snyder to come back, and there's just billions worth in there. I think it's all going to be in the box office. But one thing I do know, Batman 2 is starting to be in production now. We're starting to see, clips and stuff like that. And also the Superman Man of Tomorrow is set to come out in 2027. So they're starting to announce more things about that. Those are all going to be in there. But I'm hoping for nothing the best. While this is just purely on my prediction that they're all going to base it on these numbers, because if that Supergirl doesn't do well, James Gunn might be and starting a whole new level. We also have Batman, other Batman works coming up.
Right, you have Clayface coming out this year, so that's another important one.
Right, Clayface, Batman, a lot of animated series coming up. So I think they're gonna stick with those because those are money makers too. But Clayface, I hopefully that's a good one. I wasn't asking for a standalone Clayface movie personally. So
Yeah.
they better not base their their assumption on making more DC
It
movies.
feels like like one of these Sony films, right? That
Right,
like
exactly. Yeah.
Spider-Man villain films that nobody asked for, that had potential, but they didn't stick the landing. This, I mean, the trailer looks, interesting enough. So, there's some hope there, but like you said, nobody I was asking for, nobody's clamoring. He is at the very best, a B-list Batman villain. He's
Yeah.
probably more of a C-list Batman villain.
He's like in
And
between a henchman and a main villain,
yeah, I mean, he would be like, we always kind of go back to Batman and Robin, and we're like, well, or even the Dark Knight Rises making Bane a henchman.
Right.
And that's what Clayface could have always been. I mean, yeah,
Right.
he could probably be the lead villain in something. But nobody expected that. Everyone was like, wait, what? When that announcement came out. And
Right.
to their credit, the trailer looks cool. Looks like could be a really good, body horror type film, and kind of like bend this superhero genre towards the horror side, which could be cool. But
Yeah. I mean, what do you think the Paramount is going to end up doing with this for DCEU? Like, I don't want to see Nickelodeon's version of the Justice League.
right. But yes, so let's look at it like this. So Superman, probably, if you could call it either way, it was so close as far as whether it was a financial success or not. I could understand both arguments, right? So critically, and from a fan perspective, I think it was a positive. Supergirl, I I don't feel the hype for this right now. I don't feel the excitement. And it's sort of loosely a direct sequel to Superman. Definitely in the timeline wise, but
Right, for sure.
so they're gonna have to look at this. Does that work? We talked about Clayface. Does Clayface make money? Or if Supergirl doesn't break even, then it's a bomb. If Clayface, probably on a semi-modest budget, doesn't break even, there's going to be a ton of pressure. They probably won't even green light to start making another DCEU movie. Man of Tomorrow is already in production and probably pretty close to post-production at this point. I don't think they've started anything else. We don't know what their next film is following Man of Tomorrow, right?
Yeah. But we do know that Lanterns is coming out in August. So if that thing bombs too, that's
Gonna be brutal.
yeah.
Because I think even without the studios looking at the bottom lines, like, the fans are going to start to bring out the pitchforks. You're going to also hear a ton of bring back the Snyderverse. I mean, that's probably never going away because it was cut short prematurely. And I'm pretty sure that Zack Snyder has a lot of friends over at Paramount. And so, man, if James Gunn's slate stumbles, you may get some like backroom meetings with Zack Snyder saying, hey, I still got that idea, and Ben and Henry and Gal are all interested. Like, what if we continue this thing? We never got to really see the big battle with Darkseid,
and then by the time they make the movie, it's going to be Alex Ross's version of the Justice League.
Yeah, exactly.
Kingdom come, here we come.
The white sideburns and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all going to be a mystery from here on out with the future of DC. Right now, I can't say if I feel good or not about the Paramount Warner Brothers merger. Like I said, I've never been a fan of company takeovers, but DC as TV shows, I also mentioned in previous episodes that they had a streak of having good shows. I mean, even a Penguin. I mean, that's a
Love the
whole
Penguin.
yeah. A lot of people liked it. I liked it, and that was nothing like your traditional Penguin that you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
So
As someone who is loved all three of James Gunn's Guardians movies, loved. I was not a fan of his Suicide Squad movie. I saw it in theaters with the really high expectations, and I think at the best I can give that movie like a C. It's just not high on my list, so I was very disappointed in that movie. Was happy that he rebounded for me anyway with Guardians 3, and I did not like Superman at all.
wow,
I did
really?
not like his Superman movie at all. I was like, what is his Superman good at? Nothing. The entire movie is about him failing to do anything and needing the help of the Justice Gang to save him in every scenario. Like what was he good for? And he's supposed to be Superman. I know inherently he's this character that is perfect, and he's got super strength, and he has all these things. And he's almost like too overpowered to be interesting. And so then, so you would think, me feeling that way, I would want a movie where he's, has all these faults. But man, like he almost seemed kind of pathetic to me in that movie. So I was not a fan of that movie at all.
Well, you had to put him in a different dimension and to keep him locked down, and also politics came into fruition for him. So
Yeah, it just, man, even fighting the kaiju monster is like, I think eventually he would have beat the thing, but man, it was taking forever. So then the Justice Gang shows up, and then they help him defeat the monster, and then he can't beat Lex at the end without the help. It's just every single moment he needed help. It was just it was very strange to me. I just was not a fan at all.
I mean, I liked it. To keep it short, I don't want to go too crazy over this. I liked the different take on it because it was a whole new spin on, oh, we're finally not getting a dark version of DC. Let's see how it does on the big
Yeah,
screen.
no, you're right. That was cool.
But one thing I disliked about it is, obviously him going up against a clone version of him, which should have been cooler if it was Cyborg Superman,
or Bizarro. Like,
I'm sorry, yeah, that's who I meant. I'm sorry about that. I meant Bizarro Superman. They should have just went in on him being Bizarro Superman instead of, oh look, we cloned you, and this is a secret reveal that it's actually a part of you.
Again, like it's my favorite, and by favorite, I most hated trope. Why does Superman have to fight Superman guys? Why does armored characters always have to fight armored villains? Like, I'm so over that plot choice.
Listen, that's why we're gonna give you a throwback of Batman Michael Keaton and Joker Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, we'll see what this means. I'm not obviously beholden to James Gunn's DCEU. I don't like the directions he's taken it, and some of the projects that they've worked on. So would I mind a reboot? I hope for him personally that everything works out and he gets to kind of play out his vision. But either way, we'll just roll with it, and I'll be fine to see how it plays out.
Yeah. One final thought in this subject. I don't want to do another reboot. I've been so heavily invested in all these stories that I don't want to, have a new journey and adventure with a new storyline coming up for DC. If you're gonna do something new, just give me Batman Beyond, something new and fresh.
or give me a Lobo movie, his own movie, not just a little side character that I bet has less time in Supergirl than you think.
I hope not. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. But before we go, any final thoughts, Alvin? Anything that you want to get to?
Yes, obviously, tonight is movie premiere night, and we're getting the Mandalorian and Grogu. I know some people are not excited about this, but I am. I can't wait for the Hutt family to destroy this bounty hunter.
Yeah, I know these reviews online have been mixed. But I'm excited. I've loved the first 2 seasons. The first 2 seasons are phenomenal. They are so good. That's some of the best stuff that's actually on Disney Plus. This 3rd season is a different story. 3rd season was just all filler and dull.
Boba Fett too. It's kind of like Mandalorian-ish show.
Exactly,
and half of the season.
And we don't have enough time for me to go off on how disappointed I was in the Boba Fett series.
But we do have time for your favorite moment.
Yeah. Early on in this series, I loved that it was like he fought like a bunch of spiders in like an ice cave. Man, it was super cool. But dude, it gave me the creeps for like weeks.
Oh wow.
What about you?
My favorite moment, I had a huge chub for this one. I believe it was chapter 16, The Rescue. Mando was trapped and outnumbered by Moff Gideon's dark troopers, and all these bounty hunters showed up, and Boba Fett showed up.
That was really fun.
Yeah, to save the day. And from what I remember, Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves kind of helped too. So it was an amazing scene, and I was super excited when watching this. It just kind of brought out the fanboy in me, and I'm just like, what is going on? I can't believe they have them all together. I was like a little kid again watching, original Star Wars movies.
Yeah, so we both have tickets tonight to see the movie, so you can expect its own video tomorrow on the channel, a Mandalorian and Grogu movie review with full spoilers. So look out for that. That'll be on the channel at some point tomorrow. So to wrap things up, if you like what you're seeing on this program, please like this video, consider subscribing. We really appreciate upping that subscriber count as much as possible. We're trying to get to 500. We have a giveaway to help get us to that point. And, we're dropping new shows Monday through Friday, weekdays on the channel every day. This is the place. This is the premier spot to argue about superhero takes, to talk about our favorite things in superhero media and, all the cool things in geek culture and fandom. Alvin, it feels like you got some.
There's so much passion on it. And we can clearly see it in the comments.
Yeah, so we'll be looking for you. We'll see you in the comments. And like always, we will see you in the next one.